When the arena lights went down, nobody could believe it. LeBron James was on his knees and his phone was shaking in his hands. At that moment, nobody knew he was about to make the biggest decision of his life. The silence in the luxury Miami hotel was broken by LeBron's heavy breathing. After Game 4 of the NBA Finals, everyone was celebrating. But he sat alone in his room, staring at his phone. A message on the screen read, "We need to talk. Urgent." The person who sent that message was the most important person in his life, Gloria James, his mother. But what was truly shocking was the panic in his mother's voice. When LeBron answered the phone, he asked, "Mom, what's wrong?" Gloria's voice came through shaky. "Son, something's going wrong back home. In Akron, they called from your old neighborhood." LeBron's heart stopped. Akron was everything to him, where poverty, struggle, and dreams began. "What do you mean, Mom? Do you remember those kids? The little ones who always played basketball with you? Marcus and his family?" Gloria's voice broke. "Marcus is dead, LeBron." The phone almost slipped from LeBron's hands. Marcus was one of the first friends he'd made in the neighborhood. They'd played basketball together when they were 8 years old. When LeBron went to the NBA, Marcus was still on those same streets. This is where everything changed. The truth LeBron learned shook him to his core. How did he die? LeBron could barely get the words out. "Gang violence, but LeBron," Gloria paused. "Marcus was trying to do something in your name. He was trying to protect that little basketball court you built in the neighborhood. The gangs wanted to use it, but Marcus wouldn't let them," he said. "This is LeBron's gift to the kids, and that's why they killed him." LeBron's eyes filled with tears. That basketball court was the first investment he'd made in his neighborhood after his first big NBA contract, so kids could play somewhere safe. But now that court had become someone's reason to die. "LeBron, don't just stand there. Talk to me," Gloria's voice came through. But LeBron couldn't speak. In his mind, he could see 8-year-old Marcus. That little kid had told LeBron, "One day I'm going to be a great player like you." Now that kid was gone. You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet. LeBron's decision was going to shock everyone. LeBron stood up. He looked out the hotel window at Miami's glittering skyline. Here, he was living in luxury, making millions. But his real home, his real people, were still struggling in those dark streets. "Mom, I'll be in Akron tomorrow," he said with determination. "LeBron, there are playoffs, the finals. The playoffs can wait. Marcus can't." After hanging up, LeBron talked to his team manager. "I'm going to Akron tomorrow. I have a friend's funeral to attend." The manager was shocked. "LeBron, the finals are still going. What will the media say? What will the team say?" "I don't care," LeBron replied. "I'm a human being before I'm a basketball player." Hold up. Don't miss this detail. The scene waiting for LeBron in Akron was much heavier than he expected. When he arrived in Akron the next day, the neighborhood looked different than he remembered. Police officers, yellow tape, sad faces, and of course, the media. Reporters who'd heard about LeBron's arrival were there too. But LeBron ignored them. He went straight to Marcus's family. Marcus's mother, Maria, broke down in tears when she saw LeBron. "LeBron, you didn't have to come. I know how busy you are." "Mrs. Maria, Marcus was my brother. This is where I belong," LeBron replied. At the funeral service, LeBron stood by Marcus's casket. Everyone from the neighborhood was there. Kids, elderly folks, Marcus's friends. They all watched LeBron in silence. What you're seeing now is nothing. LeBron's speech shook all of America. When LeBron took the microphone, his voice was trembling. "Marcus once told me something when he was 8 years old. He said, 'LeBron, are you our hope?' I didn't understand what he meant back then. Now I do. He wasn't just talking about basketball success. He was talking about hope that kids like us could survive." The crowd listened in silence. "Marcus died because he tried to create a safe space for your children to play. That's my fault. I left here, became successful, but I left you all behind." Tears were streaming down LeBron's face. "That changes now. Today I'm making you a promise. I'm leaving the Miami Heat. I'm coming back to Cleveland, not just to play basketball, but to create real change on this land." You won't believe this. What happened next was something nobody expected. The crowd broke their silence. Applause began to rise. But this wasn't normal applause. This was the applause of hope. People who had lived in this neighborhood for 30 years were feeling real hope for the first time. LeBron's manager's phone was going crazy. ESPN, CNN, Sports Illustrated. Everyone wanted to hear about this decision. Headlines started running. LeBron James leaves Miami Heat, justice for Marcus. But LeBron only had one thing on his mind: creating change. It's not over yet. What LeBron discovered pointed to a much bigger problem than Marcus's death. After Marcus's funeral, LeBron started investigating the neighborhood. What he learned shook him deeply. In the past 2 years, 12 young people had died in the neighborhood, all because of gang violence. And they all had one thing in common: they had no safe space after school. LeBron talked to neighborhood residents, he talked to his old teachers, he talked to social service specialists, and he made a decision. He launched the I Promise School project. This wasn't just a school. This was a center where children could learn safely, where their families could also get support. LeBron promised to dedicate the rest of his career to this project. This last-minute truth changed the entire story. While planning the project, LeBron talked to his old school principal, Mrs. Henderson. The elderly woman looked into LeBron's eyes and said, "LeBron, do you know the last thing Marcus said before he died?" He said, "LeBron will come back one day and save us." It was like he knew. LeBron's heart stopped. Even while dying, Marcus had believed in him. That night in his hotel, LeBron opened his Instagram account and wrote this message: "Marcus, I'm going to keep my promise. You tried to protect everything that was important to me. Now I'm going to protect everything that was important to you. This isn't just about basketball. This is about hope. This is about change. This is Marcus's legacy. Hashtag I promise. Hashtag for Marcus." This post was seen by 50 million people within 48 hours. Support messages started coming from all over the world. Famous athletes, musicians, politicians. Everyone was supporting LeBron's decision. And then, a phone call nobody expected came. When LeBron looked at his phone screen, he was shocked. The caller was Marcus's little brother, Tommy. The 10-year-old was crying as he spoke. "LeBron, big bro, my brother left me a letter before he died. He wanted it given to you, but I didn't have the courage. Now I saw your speech on TV, and I want to give you the letter." LeBron's hands were shaking. "Tommy, I'm coming right now." At Marcus's house, little Tommy handed LeBron the letter his brother had written. "LeBron, big bro, if you're reading this letter, I'm probably gone. I know something's going wrong in the neighborhood and I might be part of it. But don't forget that you were hope for us. Without you, I wouldn't have learned to play basketball. Without you, I wouldn't have learned to dream. If something happens to me, please don't give up. There are more kids like Marcus here, and they need you too. Your brother, Marcus." LeBron was crying as he read the letter. This wasn't just a goodbye letter. This was a transfer of responsibility. The following week, LeBron James officially announced his return to the Cleveland Cavaliers. But this wasn't just a basketball decision. This was a life decision. The I Promise School project came to life. In the first year, 240 children enrolled. Second year, 500. Third year, 1,000. Every child was playing in Marcus's memory. And before every game, LeBron would read Marcus's letter. Every victory was dedicated to Marcus. Every defeat became a lesson for Marcus's legacy. 5 years later, I Promise School had become the most successful school in Akron. Gang violence had decreased by 70%, and most importantly, more than 50 children from the neighborhood had earned college scholarships. When LeBron visited Marcus's grave, he spoke like this: "Brother, I kept my promise. Hope is still here, and you're still with us." That phone call hadn't just changed LeBron's life. It had changed a neighborhood, a generation, a hope. Marcus's death had transformed into thousands of children's lives. This is Marcus's legacy. This is LeBron's promise. This is the power of hope.